And we are live. Good morning, Crypto Warriors, and welcome back to Jump into Crypto, episode 699. Today is Friday, April 9th, 2021. I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we are here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
Today's top stories, crypto, I can't talk, crypto wagering for online sports betting now legal in Wyoming. NYDIG's $100 million round from Liberty Mutual. Star gives rise to Bitcoin insurance products. Scandal as $45 million of stolen government funds allegedly lost on 100 times leverage. Me Too now holds $100 million in Bitcoin and Ether at the latest Bitcoin purchase, and not a cheaper Bitcoin. Bitcoin Gold soars 173% as traders may be buying the wrong BTG. But first and foremost, go ahead and take a look at these prices.
Oh, yeah. So for today's prices, Bitcoin sitting at 58,541, up 1.8%. Ethereum at $2,081 is up 2.5%. Binance Coin at $444 is up 7.9%. Ripple, right at $1 today, is up 5%, crossing that dollar mark. Cardano at 121 is up 0.37%. Polkadot at 41.36 is up 1.4%. Uniswap at $30 is up 1.5% today. Litecoin at $226 is up 1.3%. And last but not least, to round out our top 10, Chainlink at 32.08 is up 0.2%. So a lot of, again, sideways movement, but I think this is the catalyst for alt season, simply because Bitcoin keeps going sideways. Whoever has resistance at 60K is not letting it pass. That's why I think we're getting some accumulation from a big corporation. They are not letting it get past 60K. So this is a good time for alts to run, and then all that profit run back into Bitcoin in a couple months.
I'll say the good thing is once they do finally pass it, it's going to shoot through it, which is going to be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Good morning, everybody loading in. I feel like about sneeze, and I am. I can see that the viewers are loading in slowly, so I'm assuming that notification went out late. I'm not sure what's going on in YouTube. But yeah, I can see people starting to load in. So welcome. There we go. What's going on, Brandon G and Carino Laura? Good morning. Give it a couple more seconds as more people load in. I'm starting to see those viewers come in. I'm not sure. There we go. That quick, it just had a quick spike. I don't know what's going on with the notifications. They are definitely slow though for some reason because
holding them back.
The notifications are definitely slow. I mean, I'm looking at the numbers. There we go. Now people are pumping in. Make sure you smash that like and share as you enter the chat. You already know what time it is, people. We are about to talk about crypto wagering as it has become legal in Wyoming. Big news in today. Crypto wagering for online sports betting now legal in Wyoming. Could you believe it? If I were to tell you in the 90s that everything you're spending your tax money on, everything that you hate that the government says is illegal, regulators, all this madness would be legal, not only legal in 2021, but it will also be making pushes from the technological side to incorporate it into this legality. But the bill already signed into law legalizes online sports betting in the state with bookmakers permitted to accept cryptocurrency deposits from bettors. What's going on with this new wagering platform allowing Bitcoin?
Oh, yeah. So Governor Mark Gordon signed House Bill 133 into law on Monday, with new guidelines expected to take effect from September 1st. The move sees Wyoming becoming the second state in the U.S. to permit online sports betting. So as part of the bill, the state's legislature recognizes crypto as a suitable means of making deposits into online sporting betting accounts. Now, if you know about sports betting, bettors usually can use traveler's checks, cashier's checks, money orders, credit cards. They will give you any way that they can for you to spend your money with them. And cryptocurrency is just the latest. This is honestly a no-brainer because as far as gambling goes, most crypto is gambling anyway. Just a 24/7 casino. And if you're going to use it to fund your account, why not? Because you can convert it to cash, and then you can wager there. So Wyoming is being very smart, going after the degenerates first because they spend money like nobody's business. And of course, if you want to allow crypto deposits in Wyoming, if it succeeds, you already know other states are going to take it up and try and see if they can do the same thing. Because as far as a use case, gambling might be top 3 use case for cryptocurrency use. As far as the swings and volatility and how to fund your accounts, who wouldn't take a chance betting on sports, but you would bet on crypto? So pretty much the same crowd, a lot of synergy there, and Wyoming's looking to capture that market.
Yeah, and what's crazy too is, again, I have to reiterate this. Shout out to Wyoming. I'm all for this coming through. This sounds positive, great. But also, again, people, you could already do this. Like I have to point these things out. I am not going to let the narrative be stolen to the effect of now the government, regulators, and banks say it's okay. So in the year 2021, 2022, everyone started using crypto because those old ass institutions and people told us that it was okay. No, you could already do this, people. I literally know bookies, real life bookies too, which is crazy. I don't know. I mean, I didn't know they were bookies when I met them. They had regular jobs, and I found out they were bookies on the side. And they might actually be watching this, so shout out to them. But I know real life sports bookies, and I'm here to tell you, they told me back in 2017 when I moved to LA, hey, you know anybody do sports bets? We take crypto too. Like they've been taking crypto since 2017. This is like firsthand evidence you're getting from the horse's mouth. I got a guy who always calls me. He's like, hey, bro, you trying to get in? You know anybody trying to get in? Like, I'm like, no, that's not my world. I don't do sports betting. You know, maybe I'll do like a who wins, who loses every now and then or whatever type of deal. But I'm just not into sports betting the way people are. But my point is, this has been around. You could have already used cryptocurrency. It was already recognized by actual bookies taking the bets. So again, thank you, Wyoming. This is cool. I appreciate you putting it into writing. But I would like to let everyone know you could already do this. Just like everything else in the crypto sector, you can already do without any regulator or government telling you it's okay for you to do now. So again, this is a cool story. I love it. But yeah, people, you talking about betting, like you said, like Bitcoins, they said degenerates. They're not going to not take. They'll take a bag of weed if it's good enough. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
exactly. Hey, I can trade this for cash. All right, they're cool. And plus, they got a lot of cash on hand. People don't understand that. A lot of betting places, they're one of the only people that still have a lot of cash on hand to take deposits and then float it so that they can actually use the crypto in the way that they intended. So shout out to them. Shout out to Wyoming.
That is a good point. They do have cash on hand, so it makes more sense to have Bitcoin for sure. Go to the comments real quick. See everybody loading in. Let's go to Leroy Forbes, Madam Crypto, Lift Hut Game. I like that. Hip to the dip. Hey, Brandon J, Blues Lover, Jiu Jitsu Crypto, Timothy Grigsby, Daniel Perez, Honcho El Bay. What's going on? Trey Ski, Margaret. I'm not going to try to pronounce that last name. J.14J. Salute to you. Deborah Doyle, Addie A, 64 ECG, Julius, Is Oko, and Carino. Pasadena in the house. There we go. What's going on? I'm only going to answer this because you're in Pasadena right now. If Coinbase is buying and selling its own Bitcoin, does Cash App let you get your own peer-to-peer? You can send Bitcoin from Cash App if that's what you mean to other people for sure. I'm not sure that question means anything else. What's going on? Tanya Woods, Erica K, Marcus Howe, P-Man Van, Antoinette, Khalil, Elijah Morgan from Hercules. Oh, Callie, y'all in the house today. There we go. Deborah Doyle, YouTube just now notified. Exactly. P-Man Van said, looking clean. King, did you apply for a bank loan? Hilarious. Even funnier, no, people actually went to go work for a bank. Not professionally, long-term, but I just did some contracts, one of which was with the bank. But the shave was for something else. Believe me, if you ever see me shave my face, just know somebody put at least a G down on that razor. So there you go. What's going on? Philip Robinson. Let's see. I will be sending the infrastructure plan based off of this book and Michael Saylor's moves this evening. Okay. That's to use a last square. Scott Buchholz. I like that name. Kadeem Midget. Leroy Forbes. Everybody here. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Again, we just finished talking about crypto wagering. Online sports betting platforms are now accepting Bitcoin. And now NYDIG's $100 million round from Liberty Mutual Star gives rise to Bitcoin insurance products. That is right. Bitcoin insurance is up next on the radar. What's happening this way?
Wow. So New York Digital Investment Group announced the completion of a growth capital funding round, as well as the launch of a business initiative relating to Bitcoin. So they stated they had secured $100 million in funding from major insurance providers, including Star Insurance, Liberty Mutual Insurance, and others, in addition to its existing partners, New York Life and Mass Mutual. If you remember, Mass Mutual bought $100 million worth of Bitcoin and put it on their balance sheet as a public treasury. So again, this move seems sort of in line with what they're doing. And as a provider of Bitcoin-related technology and investment services, NYDIG said it will be launching Bitcoin-powered solutions for U.S.-based life insurance and annuity providers. So what exactly does that mean? It seems as though they would use Bitcoin in the case to, well, as it says here, fiat depreciation causes inflation, and fiat premiums while collapsing the purchasing power of claims. We see a brighter Bitcoin future for the billions who depend on insurance industry every year. So what they're basically telling you, they've just admitted that holding cash, having claims get paid out in cash, it gets less and less every year. Your purchasing power gets less and less. And Bitcoin may actually defeat that inflation rate claim that you can get. And in my opinion, they're telling on themselves, but at the same time, they're like, well, it doesn't matter if people understand the economy sucks. They can buy our insurance products and that'll get you your Bitcoin or your claims in Bitcoin later. So I think that's a good bet on their part. And I think that anybody who takes out claims, if they somehow use Bitcoin as reserves and then use the cash reserves from that, or if they denominate it in Bitcoin, that would be huge. So people can get paid out in Bitcoin or in cash. So that would be huge from the NYDIG. They've had some nefarious things in the past, so I'm not really looking at the cup half full. But honestly, when it comes to insurance, I've heard people ask about products like this for the last few years. So some people will use it. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I think it will actually work. And the reason why I think it will work is because this rat face piece of shit right here, this was the regulator that made that bit license, who right after he made it 11 months later went to go join NYDIG. So if you're like me and whenever you hear NYDIG, New York Digital Investment Group, Asset Advisory LLC, and your ears perk up and you say, where have I heard that name from? Why does it sound familiar? That is because, again, they have the same regulator, Benjamin Lawsky, the same corrupt regulator, who said that you need a bit license to invest in cryptocurrencies in New York, arrested a lot of people, kicked out crypto businesses, and then joined the NYDIG. That's the rat face fucker right there. I mean, this is a rat face right there. But he's the guy who did all of that. So yeah, he's with NYDIG, and that's why I actually think that this insurance scam or this insurance project they're launching will actually work. That's because they have him and their goonies on board. I don't see it failing when all he literally has to do is make a call to the SEC or somebody and say, hey, they don't want to get down. We need them to lay down. And the SEC regulators does his bidding, NYDIG's bidding. So because of those back end things you never think about, I think this would be a successful project. I think it will launch without a hitch. Everyone will be like, wow, how was it so seamless? And the reality is because they were using their goonies on the back end. I had to throw
I mean, hey, they're the players and the refs. So
you know what
you do? I mean, at some point, people have to realize the only way to win is to follow the rules that the little kid said in Big Daddy. It was like, what's the name of the game? I win. Well, I got better cards. I win. That's the name of the game, people. It's very simple, but that is how they do. They can't operate unless they are guaranteed winning. And the way they do that, they control the regulations. Then they come back and do shit like this and join the organization to use the license you just created. It's crazy stuff, man.
Right. Okay. And Carino, I get what you're saying. It says, does Cash App let you buy and own your own Bitcoin? I guess yesterday you said Coinbase sells you portions of their own holdings, but not necessarily your own. So I would say it is very difficult to know on the front end regardless, because it's such a big company, if that makes sense. So the best thing you can do is just make sure you send it into your own private wallets, because even, you know, I mean, again, they could say they let you buy and own your own, but again, how would you know? Cash App has stocks on there. They have crypto. They have all different types of markets. They're liquid. And most of their customers don't have enough money to crash that market or from them. So with that being said, as long as they're liquid, it doesn't matter until the chips come falling down. And then the question would be, why didn't you just use your own private wallet? So I wouldn't bet on it. I would say use Cash App. I use it. I buy it. I sell and trade on there, or, you know, whatever for Cash App. But I don't keep my life savings in it, nor do I keep an amount that I'm not comfortable with Cash App taking for the rest of my life and me not having any recourse to get it back. So I'll use that. I'll use that as your guidance. What's up, Digit Hustle News? Wife says no. Says, any worry? Oh, thank you for the tip. Wife says no. Any worry of Arthur Hayes revealing the secrets after he turned himself in? Been proven Binance derivatives market was a copy and paste of BitMax. You got anything on this?
Well, I don't think he'll reveal the secrets. I think because he knows these things, when you get to a certain level of power, everybody's done dirt. So nobody wants to really expose anybody else's, because then theirs will come out. So what I think is he'll keep it to himself. He'll make a deal. He'll get off scot-free, and he'll probably get some consulting job with somebody later down the line. But yeah, I don't think he'll give up secrets, because that's a big no-no at the higher levels. That'll get you killed. I mean, so I mean, say he came out and was like, yeah, Binance does it too, and then CZ lost billions of dollars, somebody might come up missing. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, people, you like, and it's funny too. I see in the comments and stuff some of the things you all say and question. I get it because a lot of people are very new to this market, and a lot of people have these Western ideals. We're talking about a multi-billion-dollar, multi-trillion-dollar market, and businesses involved in it, in different countries. Like everyone doesn't have this moral great compass. We don't even have it. We just claim to have it and ignore things through cognitive dissonance. But you're talking about billions of dollars on the line. And international business. Like, no, I don't think he's going to say anything. Like Bitcoin Zay said, like it's a lot of countries that's okay with people coming up missing for a little bit of change. And COVID's been around for a long time, not just in the United States. So I'm assuming that price of change has drastically dropped. So I'm with you on that. I don't see him going around with Binance did this and so-and-so did that and so-and-so did that. Like, no. Hell to no.
Hell no.
Some of these companies are backed by oligarchs in Russia. Some of these companies are backed by Chinese businessmen who are in bed with their government. Some of these companies are backed by people out of Iran, out of Venezuela. What's the Venezuelan? Was it not the presidency, the cabinet over in Venezuela, their leadership. So the point is, there's a lot of dirty stuff happening, just like it was, and there is dirty stuff happening when it comes to oil. If you ever look at some of these oil platforms that to this day still have soldiers protecting them because they get hit all the time, I think you're going to see the same thing with crypto. And yeah, with all that being said, Arthur Hayes doesn't talk. Look, he pays the fine. Worst case scenario, he might have to, get a stamp on his wrist, do a little community service here or there. But I don't see him saying anything, because if he did say anything, and he couldn't really come back to crypto, because no one, a lot of businesses, like, you got to remember, it's not even about criminal acts. It's just people don't want the government in their business. Like, they can be doing perfectly sound and good business, nothing illegal, nothing bad going on here, nothing nefarious. I just don't want the government in my business. And you've been working with them, buddy. I'm good. So I don't know. Those are my thoughts on that. What about you?
Yeah, definitely. The same thing. I mean, I don't think he's gonna tell. I think he's just gonna pay his fine and go on about his way. He probably made 10 billion, he'll pay $1 billion and just go on with it.
Sergeant Max said, tell us how you really feel, King. I'm talking about the rat face guy. Listen, here's the deal. If I was any competitor of NYDIG and I had the resources, oh man, he wouldn't even be able to walk into the office. We rolling him every day. All right. What's going on, Lisa Lee? What else do we have over here? I see more people shilling a couple coins. What's going on, S1 Dubs? Everybody laughing. S1 Dubs said that face is smooth. Cavs Credit said Kings look weird with the smooth face, with the clean face. Hilarious. Maurice Thompson, what's going on? 336 G Borough. I used to live there too. Y'all open to
anybody that doesn't recognize the smooth face, that means y'all haven't watched our old videos. You need to go back and watch our original videos.
I started off with the smooth face, people.
You just exposed yourself.
Right. Maurice Thompson said y'all open the meeting up for lunch in LA. Shoot an email, Maurice, for sure. Let's we need to have a LA crypto meetup. It's been a long time since COVID and everything.
Oh yeah.
All right. Our man in Shanghai, scandal as $45 million of stolen government funds allegedly lost on 100 times leverage. People, this is one of the craziest crypto stories I have read. And I mean, this might take the crypto cake of the year. The chief marketing officer at a blockchain security company has been charged with embezzlement. Peter Thiel, that's also the rest of them. But yeah, this is talking about the CMO at a blockchain security company. I'm not sure why a CMO, a marketing officer at a blockchain security company, even has access to funds. Like, that in itself doesn't make sense to me. And I don't even trust them for doing security anymore. Like, y'all not using LastPass, OnePass. You didn't compartmentalize who can get into what things. Like, everybody just got access. We got the code 000123 ABC as a password. What is going on with this story in this blockchain security company, Bozen?
Oh yeah. So this dumbass, Gao Ziyang, decided that he was going to take state-owned assets to the tune of $45 million and that he was going to short the coin. What do we always say? Don't short the coin, because those liquidations, when they start rolling in, you can't stop it. And also known as Liaoning Tech, they had a working relationship with Chinese authorities that helped them investigate fraudulent fundraising schemes. Back when he started to hold the position, Bitcoin was around $12,000. Records say he obtained from OKX, or records obtained from OKX show the position started using 10x leverage, And then what happens, people? You get greedy. You think to
Get
yourself,
comfortable. Oh, I want a little bit with 10.
I'm a good trader. I just turned this 45 million, made a cool million today. Let me see if I can make it 10. And my man said, let's go to 100x.
Woo, click the he clicked that thing real quick. The click. You just
Exactly.
he skipped 50. He skipped to 75.
He skipped straight to 100. He didn't even, he just went 0 to 60, all balls, no brain, and
Hilarious.
eventually ended up in liquidation. $45 million gone because he wanted to do 100x liquid. If he stole the funds and they didn't notice it, he could have just got Bitcoin and just moved it to a private wallet, and they probably would have had a harder time. But after they asked about the whereabouts of the funds, they realized it was no longer in the wallet. And he was in his 20s. As it says here, he was described as in his 20s, and that's probably why he thought he was smart enough to go 100x long with $45 million from state government. Again, one of the dumbest people I've ever heard of. One of the funniest stories, because again, 100x will leave you with nothing but tears, people.
Yeah, I mean, people, just to give you an idea, because if you've never done margin, I know you're like, all right, margin trading, we kind of heard about. So margin trading is when you can borrow money and essentially bet and trade with that borrowed money, right? You can short it, saying I think the price is going to go down, which he shorted at $12,000, thinking the price would just continuously dip. He did this in August too. So really, he missed the big drop in March when it did actually dip. So in August, he went to 12,000. We actually know at the end of 2020, October is when Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies started doing their massive pump, which we haven't seen retraced for the most part. So essentially, he rolled out a $12,000 short position to possibly $25,000 plus at 100 times margin. So the way this works, people, if you're going, let's say 5 times margin, your room for error, your slippage might be, I don't know, just off the top of my head, it might be $100, right? And that's actually still pretty conservative. It's probably more liberal than that. Let's say you got $500 for slippage. I'm going margin times 5 or times 10. If this price dips below $500 to $1,000 of where I have everything set at, then I will be liquidated, right? Or if it goes above, whatever. Now, if you do to 100 times, people, and let's just go 50. Let's not even talk about 100. If you go 50 times, that amount of error goes down to say like $50. If you go 100 times, people, that error could go down to like $5. It can go down to $10 on some accounts. It can go down to $3 on some accounts. And what I mean by that is if all of a sudden it slips below or whatever you have your parameters set, if it goes below this $3 mark, if it dips below this $5 mark at 100 times leverage, they will immediately liquidate all of your money plus the money you're supposed to owe. So people, as Bitcoins, they said, like that is some real trading. So, I mean, when you talk about 100 times, you almost need like information for a sure bet or a computer algorithm. You're muted, Zay. You're muted.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, I tell people all the time, when you 100x, the exchanges know that there are people who are 100xing and they see what the liquidation price is, which isn't very far. So a quick move down would take all that money and then it can go right back to the price in a matter of hours. Sometimes it takes longer because if he had a stack of 45 million, 100x liquidation is a little bit lower because he has more collateral. But even still, these exchanges have the data. That's why a lot of people that go 100x get smacked out the market. I've yet to see somebody 100x their way to a millionaire because they can see how many 100x orders are coming in. They can see the average liquidation price, and then their algorithms can bet against you. Yes, exchanges bet against you. So again, the trend is your friend until it's not. And this dude, for some reason, wanted to short the coin at 12,000. Jesus Christ. At least shorted at resistance. That's not.
Yeah, I would say that didn't make sense because
at 20, maybe at 40, maybe at 12. What? I don't know what he thought he was doing.
That was not a smart move. Just off the chop itself, we're like at 12,000, you would see the $12,000 to $15,000 chop all the way back down to 9 to 10. Like this is what it is. Yeah. I'm glad you also brought that up. Damn, you had said something great that I just kind of lost count or lost thought of as I was looking in the comments. But the exchanges calling the margin trades. That's something else, people, you have to consider. Even if you are this great trader, it's worked and blah, 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 and all this other stuff. As you said, exchanges can and they do trade against you. For one, it is not illegal. You got to remember, it's the Wild West. It's not illegal to do that. And then for two, people, they are a business. How many times do we have to keep telling you this about people and things in the market? Exchanges are a business. Exchanges are not there to help you trade and buy and sell Bitcoin. They're there to make money. They make money by basically taxing you on your buy, sells, and trades. But that is not why they are there. Cryptocurrency exists so you can buy, sell, and trade peer-to-peer. Exchanges exist so you can do it through them and they can get paid. I want to hammer that in because it is not the exchanges. I mean, it's messed up. I mean, it's morally wrong. Don't get it twisted. It's ethically wrong what they're doing, but that's not their responsibility to play nice or to be fair. It is their responsibility as a business, especially one that want to make a lot of money and stay in business, to say, oh, we got this guy trying to go 100 times leverage on us again a third time this month. He already took us twice. He think he's going to take us a third time. Let's put our own money in it, or as an exchange, let us fractional reserve and put your own money right back into it and bet against these people or this guy or these persons and get our money back after they've been liquidated, and then put everything back to normal for you 5 and 10 times margin traders. We're not working.
That's how you get those. Yeah, that's how you get those funding rates too. Like when the funding rate was probably positive if you had a short position. So he probably thought, if I take this big short position, my funding rate is going to be crucial. I don't even got to do nothing. I can earn money off of it. And you got smacked in the face. That's why they do that. So the incentive is to take the other side of the trade that's not going to win. And then people take that side and get, like I said, cleared out the market. 45 million gone. That's his tuition.
Right. That was his tuition. He was in his 20s, so he definitely is going to school. And again, people, just throw it out there. It's nothing to be scared of. We'll be covering this in our masterclass. Like, margin trading is nothing to be scared of. Like, I've traded, and for all those people actually who be talking crap about us saying our thoughts on XRP and Ripple and everything, I was margin trading Ripple back on crack in 2016.
Yeah. Before y'all even knew what Ripple was. I was margin trading on
XRP back in the day. Like, what are you talking about? So margin trading does work in doses, right? Especially when you're actually using technical and fundamental analysis. And again, I personally like to keep it below 20. I like the 5 and 10 area. No need to be super greedy. If what you're doing is working, there will be another pump. You'll get your money. I do get it. There's been times you do well on 5 and 10. You want to go up to 50. You want to play with 100. Ghost trade it, people. Ghost trade your first 3 to 5, and you hit 5 straight ghost trades at 100 times. Then whatever, but I don't think you could do it.
I don't think you can either. Not manually. Maybe your algorithm, not manually.
So again, that's our thoughts on that margin trading right there. Alex Daly, you are hilarious. Alex Daly said, y'all didn't believe me when I said Bitcoin to the moon. Hope you do now. Alex Daly has been talking about Bitcoin, not necessarily going to die. Price is going to dip for
if I was going to say, Alex, he was like, yep, going to 4K.
But he used to be right. I give it to him. Alex 4K,
be right. Yeah, he'd be right. But we all agree here Bitcoin is going to the moon. It's just how fast and when. I mean.
Right. What's going on, Ricardo? AB said, I'm getting on Coinbase IPO. There we go. Yeah, and I remember when I mentioned that, somebody was like, you can buy the IPO or some people. I'm talking about the pre-IPO. I'm talking about right now when you can make the most money. You cannot buy it as a retail investor unless I'm missing something. Am I missing something?
Pre-IPO, unless you're a accredited investor, no.
Right. Somebody was like, you can get it now or something like.
They have a small pool of accredited investors. They've already been contacted. Trust me. If you don't have an email.
If you didn't get the call, you weren't going to get the call.
You're not part of it. Yeah.
I'm going to use a Kevin Samuels analogy here. Like, when we make comments, people, we're talking about the overwhelming majority. We're not talking about the onesies and twosies or the people who made this amount of money. That's not for for people come on and say, well, I already made this much in this project. I did this in crypto. I've done that. Okay. Can this be duplicated to our audience now of shout out to these 9,200 crypto warriors, but can it be duplicated across 9,200 people using the same methods? If the answer to that is no, then, keep that in mind. I'm just saying that, and not the UAB, but someone else have mentioned that everyone are saying that people can buy the Coinbase IPO. My point to that story was you can't buy it right now when you can make the most money as a retail investor. You can once it comes out and it dips. So I agree with that. But again, people, we're talking about for the most people out there.
Yeah, fringe arguments, keep them in the fringe.
Exactly. Let's see. Jamie Scott says Sacramento Kings looking to play in crypto. We are on our way. We just need Cuban to get on board. Cuban said he paying his players in Dogecoin.
Give y'all his trash coin, and I'm gonna keep the BTC.
Right. Hey, yeah, I pay y'all in Dogecoin. Y'all, what if he really did pay his players in Dogecoin? They accepted it, bro. I would literally cry myself to sleep that night. Like, what? Sergeant Crypto, thanks for the tip. CME is launching micro Bitcoin futures. They had to get rid of BitMEX, Gang, USA. There you have it, people. I mean, we saw the same thing with Paxful when they were trying to get rid of Veritasium and other things, and then all of a sudden they had to go to the minerals market. I mean, if they're trying to get rid of a crypto business that hasn't done anything criminal, like literally, like not based off of the fraudulent laws that just pop up on Wednesday nights. Like if they're not murdering, killing, and stealing that type of stuff, then usually it's just the government or a bigger institution trying to get them out the way so they can just do what they're doing and get paid.
Hey,
I mean,
if you read the SEC thing on virtual currencies, there's a sentence, I forget what section it is. It literally says, we cannot tell you how to operate legally. We can only tell you when you do something illegal. So they can't tell you that your business is illegal. It's just if they see that you're coming up, it's like, oh yeah, that's illegal. So it's just one big game, people. I mean, good gracious.
There we go. Hey, and Carino Laura, thank you for the tip. Thanks for the great Friday show. Gentlemen, straightening me out on Coinbase versus Cash App and cold storage. All good, man. That's why we're here. Thank you. Thank you for the tip, though. Let's see. Leroy Forbes was answering. Let's see. DeFi Kid said, what do you think the opening price to the public will be on Coinbase? Leroy is guessing $300 or $400. If you're talking about $100 billion IPO, I mean, yeah, it could start off ridiculously high. Like, what should be crazy is the new thing might be Tesla versus Coinbase. What do you saw that as a headline?
I will hope they bring me on to talk about it.
Oh, bro, that would be huge.
Hey.
There we go.
All over Coinbase.
Talking to existence.
Oh yeah, let's do it. And then when they watch him dump on everybody, and then they'll be like, "Oh man, he was right. Shouldn't even do it."
S1 Dubs, that is my point right there. And once that Coinbase stock is out, a bunch of people will overpay to get dumped on within a month or two. That's what you all got to understand. I would say this. Again, the valuation, I didn't think it'll go that high, but whatever. But the point is, at a $100 billion valuation, and even if it is worth that much, that's a long-term evaluation, people. That's at least 5+ years. And that's still short-term, but that's long in crypto because I know how people are. That is at least a 5 to 7 year play on the low end. And that is a very conservative number. And I make that point because if you want to go 300 to 400 per share for something that might take 5 to 7 years for you to really recoup your funds, then go ahead. But unless Coinbase could sell and then go hyperbolic the next year or two, I don't see how they could be worth even more than $100 billion. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
not at all.
Setting the ceiling at $100 billion. All right, so when will they eclipse that? Not until 2028, 2029, 2030. Like, and that's if they keep at their same paces. You got to remember, when these companies are being bought public, I mean, it's almost like they've been used up. They bought Poloniex after it was used up. Coinbase has a bad rep. It's being used up. So unless they're going to buy it and put it in a support team and make customers happy, I think they'll buy it and they will literally fumble the bag. I think unless Brian Armstrong stays there, if he leaves or they bring in, a board and all that stuff that happens when you go public, I think they're going to fumble the bag because they're going to try to use that old Wall Street knowledge and put it into the Coinbase, and it's just not going to work. It just won't work. So I don't know.
Shout out to Marcellus. He just asked, do you think all exchange coins will pump due to Coinbase? I want to tell people real quick, Binance Coin or Qcoin, all of these coins are technically IPOs. Like, if you look at it that way, if you're buying the coins from an exchange, as that exchange does more, that coin increases in price. If you want to get into an IPO, traditionally, you have to be a accredited investor. With this, you don't. So I think it will compete. And I think that Coinbase's, their path was always set. We knew this was coming. So I think other coins, you can win with exchange coins as well.
Yeah. That's when Dove said, if you're going to buy the stock, wait until the accredited investors take profits, a la dump, and then buy at a lower price. Now, I am with that plan. People, when it's listed, pay attention. It may happen in the first 24 hours, or as mentioned, it may take a month or two. Wait until the dump. There will be a dump in that first 3 months. I think that first 90 days, I think you will see a dump from people taking profits. Because again, I think it's long-term hold. And I even saw CoinHawk Crypto talking about Facebook. Facebook was a risk for me, but paid off in the long run. Again, same thing with Coinbase. I think it may $100 billion. It better pay off in the long run.
Yeah, exactly.
Straight up.
You ain't got no choice, brother.
Yeah, it ain't got no choice. So I think it also will pay off in the long run. Again, I'm just looking at that short-term thing. And our whole thing, people, when we talk about some of these projects in the short term, it's not that we're necessarily crapping on the project. We're just telling you that, hey, there's so many other great projects out there. Like let's say Coinbase does come out $300 a share. It sets in at that. If you buy Coinbase for $300 a share, and is again the high they're putting it at is $100 billion. When do you think you'll really get a good return, and how many shares can you afford to get versus using that same money you would put in Coinbase and going to smaller projects and having better returns. So that's my only thoughts on all of these projects when we look at these different elements to them. Let's see. James Jetson said most IPOs pull back 40%. Wait for the drop and grab a couple for greed's sake. Now that I might do as well. Again, I'll wait for the drop, buy a couple, just say, yeah, I got some Coinbase stock. I can talk, knowledgeably about it. And really, I'm sitting on like 2 shares.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the same people be like, I can sell my Ripple. Like, how much did you own, buddy? When we say you can't sell it, we're not talking about $300 worth. We're talking about 30,000 plus. Like we're talking about $300,000 worth. We're not talking about 50 bucks.
Yeah, I sold my Ripple just fine. Okay, well, take
bro. Every time I see, I really want to be like, give me a dollar amount. How much were you able to sell? Because it's people, you're not selling it. Well, how much can you say? I want to know these. Next time somebody say I sold my Ripple, if you don't put a dollar sign next to it, I'm not even listening to you. It better have at least 5 digits on that number. That's simple as that. If not, then your use case doesn't fit the majority again. All right, not a cheaper Bitcoin. This is a crazy story as we talk about different projects pumping. Bitcoin Gold soars 173% as traders may be buying the wrong BTG. That is right, people. Again, everyone is a genius in the bull market. Investors could mistakenly be linking the bank with the 2017 Bitcoin hard fork, causing a spike in price and trading action. This story is true. This is crazy, people. Go ahead.
I say, yeah, this is wild.
But I was gonna say, regardless if it's true or not, the fact that Bitcoin Gold is pumping tells you everything you need to know about this market and the psychology of trading. People, for those who don't know, Bitcoin Gold was a fork of Bitcoin, basically. Like they did the Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Platinum, Bitcoin SV, and somewhere in between all of that, I think it was actually after Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold came out. Now, if you remember that airdrop, I think everyone was able to sell them off at like maybe like $100, some $200 a token, $75 a token, somewhere around these ballparks. It was a nice little stimmy package in 2017 or 2018, whenever it came out. Or excuse me, 2017 looks like it was a nice stimmy package. But again, it had no real value. It was not a real project. It was nothing, which is why you never hear of it. And then all of a sudden, it pumps to 173% in weekly gains. As we continue to tell people, don't trust these projects. They all will pump during a good bull market. What's going on with this story?
Oh, yeah. So BTG, which is a Bitcoin investment fund from the Brazilian bank, BTG Pactual, moved a step closer to launching this week after just teaming up with Gemini Exchange for custody management. They have nothing to do with Bitcoin Gold. Again, Bitcoin Gold is nothing. It is literally just vaporware. They share the exact same altcoins ticker, and because some people saw that news and saw it as bullish, Bitcoin Gold saw a flurry of demand, which at the time of writing shows no sign of abating. And reactions showed that the cryptocurrency industry was much in its nascent phase. Again, this market is so irrational. Little things like this can cause a market to pump. That's why when people ask us that question, like, so how do you know something's going to pump? It's like, actually, you don't, because somebody could make a mistake and accidentally pump Bitcoin Gold. I believe it was a few years ago. Somebody did the same thing. They had a company that had the same ticker as some small altcoin, and it pumped like 200% in a day. Same thing. So this is how irrational this market is. And we're so early that people buy Bitcoin Gold because there's a new fund called BTG Pactual. So again, people are running into the market. They think they can make some quick money, and they get fooled by things like this. Again, if you're out there and you still own Bitcoin Gold, shame on you. But at the end of the day, Bitcoin Gold, it isn't really anything. Probably move that to BTG if that's what you were looking for, hopefully. And for those who are looking for BTG, if you made some money on Bitcoin Gold, more power to you, but you might want to get it out soon.
Yeah, and again, I'm glad you actually just mentioned that, because that was going to be my comment again as a use case. There will be people out there saying, I don't know what y'all talking about. I made money on Bitcoin Gold. Y'all just mad because you missed the pump. Like, we get it. But again, to show you this, I love this headline that's sent as an article. By contrast, Bitcoin Gold announcing an actual partnership in late March did hardly anything for its price action. This
partnerships.
Right. Yeah, I know. What was that partnership? Right. We got a partnership with the Bitcoin blockchain. We on there.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a partnership with Google. I use their email. Like
Exactly. Right. So again, this is crazy, but I'm glad that that guy pointed that out on his podcast. I mean, it does show you how early we are to crypto people. Everyone keeps thinking we're late. It's too late to buy Bitcoin, Like, no, we are still super early. The fact that the price can still be manipulated shows you that we're still early. And then the fact that people are buying Bitcoin gold still. And as Leroy Forbes said, bro, I haven't seen Bitcoin gold in years. Like, yes, the fact that people are buying that goes to show that this market is still new. It's still early, and even better, people still have money and they're looking to make the big play. So I think that's a good thing to see in the market as well. But yeah, this is what makes me hopeful about good projects, because it's like, yo, if they're going to pump Bitcoin gold, then why wouldn't a good project continue to do things as well? So
yeah, exactly.
There we go. A couple last comments to see. Fumble the Face said, I sold my B Cash at 2K, which was nice. Yeah, I think we did our B Cash sale live, actually. If I remember on Instagram Live, I think we sold our B Cash at the airdrop.
Oh, yeah. The same night it came, we were smacking sale on this.
I remember that. That was like, that's when people, hey, talking about burning the midnight oil, we'd be up 2-3 days on this trading tip.
Oh, yeah. Hey, but you know, this story also shows, hey, all hope isn't lost. If you're holding some shit coins from back in the day, hey, if you never know, that one pump could give you 200-300% and get you back right. You never know. So just, if you got some old dust or some old, you know, $200 worth of shit coins sitting somewhere, might want to hold on to them. Even Bitcoin Gold had a comeback, and there's literally no developers.
Listen, if Bitcoin Gold can have a comeback, I agree with you. They all can. Let's see. Dion Smith. Yeah, we just actually talked about CME introducing micro Bitcoin futures. Somebody else commented on it, basically saying that what company, they got out another company essentially so they can do it. So yeah. Yep. AB said gambling, not investing. You already know it. Let's see. STL Solo 314 said, I keep trying to tell my friends it's not too late, but they want Doge, LOL. Hilarious. Lewis Jackson, do we think Engine is going to the moon? We'll see, right? Engine has a lot of competitors as a gaming token, but we'll see. I like Engine Coin. I will say that I have been in it, but I think the steam has worn off on it. So unless you're just buying a whole long term, I will almost suggest pulling that out and putting it into something where you might see a quicker return. I know Theta still has their thing coming out another month. If you notice, they were pumping hard. The price dropped when they pushed back their update to, again, an extra month. I think right now we're probably 50 days out. So you be talking about Engine or Theta when Theta has an update. We already saw what the price of Theta was doing as that first update was coming. That was supposed to happen late this month or whatever. The price was pumping until it got pushed back. So I think the Theta price will pump again next month as it gets closer to that update. So specifically, when you say, do you think Engine's going to the moon? When you talk about two similar types of tokens, I would say look at Theta first to get that quick pump that's going to happen in the next 2 months. And then you can go back to Engine with your profit. Those are my thoughts on trades like that. And with that free advice, people, that's it for the day. Happy Friday. I mean, that was just some money. That was some money right there we just gave you. Bitcoin said, you got anything?
Nothing for me. Make sure you watch Talk Shop Live Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern.
There we go. Talk Shop Live Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Other than that, you all have a great week. Make sure you smash that like and share, and pray for me to get this 5 o'clock shadow back this weekend. Other than that, have a great